Well, welcome back today. Still working on piecemeal. I'll go over a couple things with body filler, what you should and shouldn't do with them. And by no means am I an expert on body filler, or as people like to call it, which is kind of like a generic term, but it's actually a brand name, Bondo. That's one version you can get. It's from 3M. It's not terrible stuff, but it gets a real bad rap because people just use it the wrong way. Many different types you can get. I know you're thinking, oh my God, he's got 3 gallons. How much of this is he going to put on the car? Not as much as you think. Like I said, this is Bondo. It's a generic term. It's a name brand, but it gets a real bad rap. But if used correctly, it's actually not bad. But what we're going to be using is going to be these two right here. You got, which is a little better quality than that one, but they both serve their own separate purpose. Like this is Duraglass, USC Duraglass. This is for if you have any holes you got to fill, or let's say you welded in a patch panel and want to finish smoothing off. This or something equivalent is what you want to use. It's actually a lot stronger. It's waterproof. It's actually fiberglass reinforced. I think this is short strand. I think it's short strand fiberglass reinforced, so it's a lot stronger than that. You'll notice it when you go to sand it down where, whoa, this stuff is really hard. But this is what it's made for small holes, or if you need a larger area, or like I said, if you did a patch panel, like let's say I cut out the corner over here and I did it, this is what I want to put down first. And provided you have it down to bare steel here, you can go right over the steel with it. You don't have to worry about priming it first. Bondo, you would want to probably prime that first. Because generally for this, I won't use this as like the final filler. I'll use something better. And I got the U-Pole Lightweight Gold. I want to get a lightweight filler. I don't think this guy knows where he's going. He's up, down, all around. He's been turning around over there 17 times. But either way, U-Pole, Lightweight Gold. You can get yourself any kind of lightweight filler. I think USC makes it. Oh, there's so many kinds. This is the stuff I chose today. But this is what you want to use. Something like this equivalent, a lightweight filler, as a final filler. Couple reasons for that. Bleed through. I know if you research Bondo a little bit, or body filler, you'll see people talk about bleed through, and that's what it comes through the paint after a while. And that all has to do with how it's mixed up, how it's applied, and yeah. So the more expensive stuff you get, the better stuff you get, the less chance of bleed through you got, and better quality. This will finish off a lot smoother, a lot better, less likelihood of pinholes. I'm sure if anybody's ever put Bondo on or any other kind of body filler, every now and then you'll see that slight pinhole. And they sell like glazing putty and stuff to go over them, but this really takes care of a lot of that. What you don't want to do is like just slather this or this on super thick right out the box and lay a ½ inch over it. You don't want to do that. Cream hardeners that you get the red, and you can get the blue. A lot of them switching over to blue. I think if you get a brand new can of Bondo, I think it comes with the red. It's the exact same stuff. The only difference is it's just for how it blends in, mixes up. I guess I switched to blue because of the bleed through. The other thing you want to do, don't mix. I know a lot of people, if they got a scrap piece of plywood or something, or cardboard, like to mix Bondo or body filler up on that, don't use that. You can go down anywhere, and this is what I like to use. And I'll lay this on a piece of wood. It's just a flexible cutting board. And they sell mixing boards, but you want to spend $15 for something or $2 for something else. So you get yourself a cheap, flexible cutting board. Use the smooth side, and it's not going to stick to it. It's going to mix up just fine. Like I said, you can put it on a flat surface here. I don't know. I might mix it up on this. I don't know. But comes off real easy. If it dries, a little bit you got left on here, it'll pop right off. And then you can keep reusing the board. So, well worth the $2 or whatever you spend on it. Cardboard, do not use cardboard to mix it up. It's going to absorb some of the chemicals that are in your body filler. It's going to change the chemical makeup and how it dries and everything else. And just don't even waste the aggravation. Get yourself like a $2 cutting board or something. I know a lot of things will say go down to like 80 grit, 60 grit, 80 grit, something like that, 120. Scuff up the area so it's got something. Remember I told you about the teeth, you know, for the paint and stuff, for the primer? Same thing with body filler. They want you to go, some people do 80, some do 120, you know, some do less. I prefer 200, 220. As my method is 220 grit, and I'll scuff up my whole area with 220. That way I think it still has enough teeth to bite into, and I'm not gouging out anything that I don't want the filler that I got to remove the scratches later. So that's why I go with the 220. I'll blow it off again. Get your dust off. I'm going to get a rag. I'm going to wipe this down, make sure there's no grit, no residue, anything left on it. But just mix up what you think you're going to need. Good idea would be if you took, I ain't got one laying around here, but a straight edge, if you have yourself a piece of spring steel or a level, anything, you know, lay it down on whatever panel you're working on, and you'll be able to see the gap, about how much you're going to need. Even though I'm doing this large area, I'm actually not going to use a whole lot. It's got some factory, or maybe not factory, dimples on the back here we got to take care of, and a low spot or two on trunk lid and on the sides. Now I'm going to do the lightest skim coat as possible. You want as little as possible. If you got to come back and add a little bit more, so be it. It's going to dry a lot faster for you. You'll have much better results just skim coating, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I usually use a microfiber towel to wipe everything off. Hey, Boondog. You're coming to visit, huh? How you doing, Boondog? You don't need to use a microfiber towel, whatever rag you got, old ripped up shirt, what have you. But I tend to like the microfiber for two reasons. And the big reason is it holds a lot of whatever dirt and debris you got. But look, it'll pick up whatever dirt. Now I blew this off, but it'll pick up whatever dirt and hold on to it. It's left behind, number one. And number two, any area that you feel like you're going to feel if there's a rough area, the towel is going to give it away. Because, I mean, you can rub your hand over something and feel so much of the area. But the towel is going to tell you exactly where they are. Follow your manufacturer instructions there. I guess I will mix it up here just to show you. I even have one of the little can opener tools. Smells like filler. I like to use the stirring stick here. To get out what I need. Now, when you mix this, you kind of got to press it and knead it. And make a mess all over your fingers and stuff. Every time I use this, I end up doing that. Now I got a little bit on the car I got to clean up. I should have put this on a board. See, when you set this on a board, then a little more stable. I'm telling you, every time I mess with this stuff, I have it all over myself. Now, when you apply it, kind of want to press it in and smooth it out. Well, now that I got enough on, as you can see, for what I got across, kind of the whole back part below the windshield here. A lot of things, and it was like equal on both sides, so I'm almost thinking it's from factory, but we're going to smooth it off a little better. A couple spots on the trunk that I noticed that I did dolly down with a hammer and dolly, and so I don't need to glaze the whole thing over, because like I said, you can always add more later. But the heat is just, woo! The heat is winning the battle today. I've even tried a little less hardener. It's flashing off quick, and I mean quick. It's getting stiff. But anyway, I mean, if you're really sculpting an area, you know, you can get the cutters here so you can shave it down easier when you're doing areas. I have them. I don't ever use them. I think they're more trouble than what they're worth, but I don't have a whole lot of experience with them, so I'm not that great with them. So I just go back to the old sandpaper. Now, you can feel this with your fingers. You don't want it to feel sticky, tacky, and it's not going to be ready yet. You're just going to gum up and ruin your sandpaper. So you got to wait till it dries. It's a second wasp in here today. Like I said, I know it looks patchy here. It's just a couple spots. Even at where it's going to end up being its thickest spot, this is not even going to be a 1/16 of an inch thick. This thing's going to be paper thin. It's very, very minuscule. Most of what you see here, it's 99% of it's just going to get sanded off anyway, just to fill in just a very small depressions that it has. And so it ain't going to be much. Even though it looks like it's a lot, it's really not. So, as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this. And remember, read the instructions because they're all different. And start with a very small amount, you know, because you can always add more. It's a lot easier than if you just glop it on there and then you're trying to shave it off and you get out the old grinder itself just to knock it down. I have done that on the quarter panels of the truck just to get it done quick. Got 20 minutes, send it on its way so I get it inspected. But anyway, keep it thin. Like I said, this kind of looks scratchy. She was fighting with me there. Like I said, I don't know if it's a heat, humidity, or if it's just this stuff in general flashes off quick. So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you got something out of this. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.